Did you think that the villain was compelling?
Felt like he was, as far as a force to be reckoned with, he was definitely a force to be reckoned with. Clearly, he had power, and like especially once he's been released, he's like they have a hard time stopping him. Like only a few people seem to have the ability to like put a stop to him and like in his track, like keep him from moving forward. And that's mostly Nadim and Phoebe once she's upgraded her proton pack with the brass and
Yeah.
aside from that, like I mean I don't know if they're like compelling. Like I don't know. Like the ghost he was kind of like their stereotypical bad guy, more or less. You're aloof, like faraway villain who you only kind of see as monstrous. You
Uh-huh.
don't really see a whole lot of development behind him, even though he was intelligent.
When you have a villain like that, you have to have a lot of mystery and uncertainty around them, right?
Mm.
In this case, they spell out pretty clearly what he wants to do, which is to cover the Earth in a second ice age or whatever they're, they spout it out in the middle of the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
That he's just here to kill everybody, and that's his purpose. And he's, just a big bad guy. So that's pretty much what you get. Um, Yeah, he was a stereotypical villain from ancient times past, and I'm not going to say he's the worst villain I've ever seen, but he was
Yeah.
pretty. And I think the point is that when you have all this unknown about him, you create uncertainty about what the future holds because you don't even know what he's
Mm-hmm.
going to do. I think they clearly
Yeah.
spelled out what his powers are, who like where he comes from, and what he's here to do, and there was little uncertainty in my mind. You literally see this guy at the beginning. You go, okay, so he's going to get close to icing everyone over. Then they're going to fight him, and then through this flame guy in some way, probably through what's her face, Phoebe, and maybe I don't know something else. I did kind of predict Melody coming in to save at the end as well. Like you
Yeah.
predict that these elements are going to be there in some form or another,
Yeah.
and you are pretty certain that they're going to defeat him. And I think that was the bigger thing with the villain is he was so stereotypical that it didn't lend to heightened tension later on.
I wasn't saying he wasn't. He was a bad villain because I agree he is. He had a whole lot of mystery around him. Like there was definitely that whole like okay, you didn't know what he was going to do. He was kind of this mystical force from ancient times, and
Mm-hmm.
he clearly like we knew what he could do, and we had some inkling of motive, but not so a lot, and we didn't completely know what he was going to do once he had achieved like destroying the ghost spot, like solidifying control over everything.
Yeah.
So in that regard, I don't think he was a bad villain. I just think he wasn't a great villain either.
And you don't have the same type of mystery that you get with, say, a ring wraith or some sort of horror monster that you don't know the origins of until the end, right?
Mm.
So I do think that there was some problems there.